So you have an ice tomorrow over Grendel and you haven't read the book yet. Don't worry, we got you covered. Here's everything you need to know about Chapter 6. So let's start with the summary.
The harvest season begins, and Grendel realizes the dragon has cast a spell on him. He can no longer be cut by blades. After trying to visit the mead hall, Grendel is caught by a guard and is attacked, going limp like an animal and roaring like a bull to drive him off. His references to himself being an animal shows that he is not as human as he wants to be, and that he lacks the connection with the Danes. His roaring like a bull alludes to the beginning of the novel where Grendel is menacingly attacked by a bull over and over again. This foreshadows Grendel's future of raiding Hert repeatedly for 12 years. Because of the dragon's spell, he does not suffer any damage and murders the guard in front of the surrounding men.
At this point, Grendel slowly comes to understand that he was not the crazy one. Even if he means no harm, he will always be attacked by others. He decides to start his raids on Harrowit, and in his first one, he meets Unferth, who claims to be a hero. Unferth challenges Grendel in an attempt to boast his power and pride, and Grendel responds sarcastically. They fight, and Grendel picks up apples and starts throwing them at Unferth. The apples symbolize knowledge, that Grendel is throwing knowledge at Unferth, trying to tell him that he is a fool and that he doesn't know what it is to be a hero. Unferth is completely humiliated. Grendel leaves him and goes back to his cave, but he follows him down. 3 days later, Unferth is sitting at the foot of Grendel's cave and argues into the darkness that he is a hero and that the people of Harrowit will sing songs about him and will forever remember him. He then goes on to say that being a hero is all within himself, and that what makes a hero is not the word and prayers of others, which is a contradiction to what he said earlier. Unferth says that either he or Grendel will die tonight, to which Grendel says that he will not fight Unferth, and he will return him to the mead hall. Unferth says that he would rather kill himself, to which Grendel points out how cowardly that is. Unferth, defeated, falls asleep, and is carried back to Harrowit by Grendel. Grendel goes on to mock him by keeping him alive every time he attacks Harrowit.
So that was the summary. Now let's move on to how zodiacs play a role in this chapter. This chapter's zodiac sign is Virgo, the 6th astrological sign. The month of the Harvest Virgin represents a time of yield when planted seeds sprout into crops. After receiving a spell of immunity from the dragon, and more importantly, realizing that the humans will always attack him without justification, Grendel discovers his duty to fight against the humans. He views the humans as arrogant, for they are only capable of viewing Grendel as a monster. Still, Grendel is envious of them, as God blessed them with community, music, and similar purpose. God cursed Grendel to always be the opposition, an obstacle that humans must overcome. This is why he kills. During the time of yield, he has gained a purpose and a name. Grendel, ruiner of mead halls, wrecker of kings.
Unferth is represented as the Virgin because he is a would-be hero who is naive and perceives himself as the hero the Shaper sings about, when in reality, Unferth knows nothing about being a hero. Virgos are also known for being shy, and even though Unferth tries to look strong in the beginning, after being humiliated by Grendel, he ends up looking weak and timid.
Let's talk about the philosophy that's present in this chapter. The dominant philosophy is ethical egoism, which is a suggestion that people should do what is in their best interest only. So, Danish, how is ethical egoism used in the chapter?
Unferth challenges Grendel and fights him because he wants to show his strength and impress others. Even though it's Unferth's duty to protect the king, his reasons for fighting against Grendel are much larger. He sees this as an opportunity to redeem himself for his former actions of killing his family. So he takes the fight with Grendel because it is in his best interest. Grendel attacks the mead hall because he wants to build a connection with the Danes and he wants to stop being lonely. Even though the dragon told Grendel that it is his fate to kill humans and to be an obstacle for the humans to overcome, Grendel is still in denial of what the dragon told him when he first attacks Harrowit. Grendel attacks the Danes because that is what is best for him to do in that moment, not because he was told to do so.
So now we'll answer some essential questions. What is a monster or monstrousness? Why do you suppose the definition is so nebulous? The definition of a monster is a badly behaved or cruel person, something that is absurdly large, or a fictional or frightening creature. In our society, monsters are simply seen as the forces opposing humans. This might not add up, however, because humans frequently oppose other humans and act cruelly. Throughout history, humans have always been at war with each other. They called each other monsters simply because the enemies were the opposing forces. Its definition, as such, is completely subjective.
Next question is, how is the concept of monstrous depicted in Chapter 6? Grendel is told that he is a monster because he kills and feasts on humans for seemingly no reason. When the guard first tried to attack him, Grendel truly meant no harm, but when circled by the guards, he realized that no matter what he did, the humans would always attack him. To Grendel, this is unfair. He sees the traits that he's told make him monstrous in humans as well. They raid and fight, and they kill each other for no reason. The only difference is that Grendel physically looks like a monster.
However, later on in Chapter 6, there is a part where Grendel acts like a monster. When fighting Unferth, Grendel mocks him for his ideals of heroism. In order for Unferth to redeem himself to the Danes and become a hero, he must fight a monster. Even if he loses, he will gain the respect of others for his bravery. Grendel continuously rejects fighting him, however, and Unferth is left without identity or purpose.
The last question is, what other monsters are present in the novel? How are they different, similar, and which is the worst? While some fit the conventional definition of a monster, ugly and beastly and cruel and evil, others are more indirectly a monster. For example, Grendel's mom is said to be hideous and vicious, who cannot speak and is unintelligent, in essence very animal-like. On the other hand, the young king that comes from a faraway land can be considered monstrous because he comes to Hrothgar wanting to build an alliance, but, as in human nature, he is suspected to be there so that he can later betray Hrothgar and his people for his own gain.
One side of the argument states that those who are physically monstrous are worse, for they are unpleasant and villainous and kill for no reason, while the other says that those who are indirectly monstrous are worse, as they hide their evil behind modesty and humaneness. We believe that both are equally bad.
We hope this helped you prepare for the ice. Good luck, you'll need it.